Morning peeps, good morning everyone. How's everyone doing? Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, like, share, subscribe. Also, don't forget, very important, we are live tomorrow at 8 p.m. Tomorrow being Thursday, if you're watching this Thursday morning. So make sure you join me Thursday, 8 p.m. We're going live for I don't know how long, right? Let's just have fun with it. What I might do, it's not really my style, but what I might do is get some guests on as well. I mean, I know a lot of people in the boxing world, fighters, promoters, managers, presenters, so we'll see what we can do. But yeah, if I don't get anyone, you're stuck with me for about 2 hours. So please, if you can, join me tomorrow at 8 p.m. It should be fun. The lives always are, and I look forward to doing them a lot more. Again, we haven't done one for about a year, so I do want to see how this one goes and then be a lot more consistent with it. All right, let's have a look in the meantime and see what there is to talk about from the world of boxing. I am going to talk about the Riyadh February 22nd card and what I think happens. But before then, let's have a quick look and see if there's anything to talk about. De La Hoya believes lessons learned by Zurdo Ramirez will be vital against Chris Billam-Smith. This is a really good fight. It's a really good fight. Two very good cruiserweights. You guys know how high I am now on Chris Billam-Smith. I've always doubted him. I don't know why, and he's always proved me wrong. Against Lawrence Okoli was good, against Riakporhe was good. Seems to be able to nullify his opponent's skills and just kind of have his way, whether it be just his sheer strength, determination, his engine. Has a bit of everything, does Chris Billam-Smith. But yeah, this is a really good fight. It's a good card. It's a good card. I fly out to Riyadh on Monday for this one, so looking forward to seeing how this one plays out. Floyd Schofield wants Shakur Stevenson's spot. I don't necessarily think he wants his spot. He just wants to be in the mix with some of the best lightweights in the world. And that's all it is. And that's what we should want from all good lightweight prospects. You should be hunting the big dogs down. And I think it's a good thing that Floyd is doing, because what Floyd does by talking about Shakur Stevenson, he gets people talking about him. And ultimately, by digging out Shakur Stevenson, as you probably have seen on Shakur Stevenson's Twitter page, if you follow him, Shakur responds. So he's already now got that back and forth. And all of a sudden, people are like, I wouldn't mind seeing Floyd Schofield versus Shakur Stevenson. No one was even talking about that 4 or 5 months ago. So it's quite smart from Schofield, I think. World's leading promoter, Frank Warren, aiming to promote US shows with new DAZN deal. Interesting. Frank has obviously taken fighters to America, but I don't believe he's ever had a show in America. So yeah, let's see what he can do. It's not easy. I think Eddie has shown that, right? Eddie's been doing shows in America for since 2018, I believe, and he's had his ups and downs, so it isn't easy, especially if you are trying to sign American talent. Very, very difficult, because Golden Boy and Top Rank and PBC have it all. They've got that team, right? I mean, Eddie's obviously taken some fighters as well. But because there aren't that many fight dates, there are a lot of fighters out there that are fighting on smaller hall shows that should be fighting on big shows. So I think you can still sign quite a lot of talent. Joseph Parker leads the way for Daniel Dubois after AJ rules himself out. Has AJ officially ruled himself out? I've not seen it. Okay. Well, I'd love to know the reason as to why AJ has ruled himself out. I saw Frank say something about an injury, which I wasn't aware of. It'd be interesting to know why they've decided to do this. Is it just, okay, let's wait and see what happens with Fury Usyk? Is it a case of, okay, let's not risk a fight with Daniel Dubois again? Like, I'd love to know the reason for that. All right, final one before we talk Riyadh season card. Ike Ibeabuchi, or Ike Ibeabuchi, set to return to the ring in December. Wow. I mean, he must be 52, 53, something like that. Obviously, look, did his thing in the 90s and was a problem. 20 wins, something like 15 or 16 knockouts. I mean, this guy was a problem in the ring, but the problem was he was a problem out of the ring as well. Got incarcerated for like 16 years, and then I think they tried to deport him back to Nigeria. Obviously, look, he has a name. That's why he's trying to fight. He's got a name. And by the way, there's a fight scheduled. He's got a name. He probably, in fact, definitely needs the money. So he's probably thinking, look, if I can just somehow do something, anything, even if it's a couple of exhibition fights, just to make some money, then I guess can't blame him. You can't blame him. Obviously, look, I don't like it. I hate when I see fighters of this age. Such a dangerous sport. So when I see people clearly not fit to do it, I'm like, what the fuck's going on? What is going on? All right, let's talk February 22nd, the Riyadh season card. We know the next two, right? We know Riyadh season Latin night or Latino night. That's coming up November 16th. We know what's coming up December 21st, the big Fury Usyk card. We are all still guessing as to what goes on the next one being February 22nd. I think there's 2 or 3 fighters that are guaranteed to be on the card. I guess the question marks are, who are they going to fight? Daniel Dubois will definitely be on this card. Whether he's main event or somewhere on the card as a fixture depends on who he's going to fight. If Daniel Dubois is fighting Joseph Parker, I think that will be main event. I think there won't be anything bigger than that can be made. I mean, there are some big fights, don't get me wrong, but I think that will be main event. But I guess we wait to see who Dubois will fight. But Dubois, 100%, unless an injury happens in camp or he rules himself out, Dubois will be fighting on that card. Another fighter that I think 100% will be fighting on that card is HAMZAH SHEERAZ. Now, I guess there are maybe 3 options as to who the opponent could be. I guess we all want to see Alam Kanali, right? I think the WBO have given Alam Kanali and HAMZAH a bit of an extension to agree deal. It could be Carlos Adames, or it could be Erislandy Lara. But HAMZAH SHEERAZ will be on that fight card. My number 1 pick would be Alam Kanali. Let's just see that. I mean, Alam Kanali looked really, really good last time out. HAMZAH SHEERAZ looked exceptionally good against Tyler Denny. So that's, I think, 2 guarantees on that February 22nd card. The rest now are kind of question marks, but names I'm going to throw out. Shakur Stevenson is back in training. I think he said on his social media that he will fight or wants to fight in February. Why not this card? He was supposed to fight, let's not forget, on the undercard. Chief support of Bivol Beterbiev injury curtailed that. Why not this card? If he is fighting on this card, it won't be, I don't think, William Zepeda. I think it will be the man he was supposed to fight in October, Joe Cordina. Just because Joe's not had a fight since. And if you're Joe, it's a big money fight. It's a big money fight. It's a big fight. It's a big opportunity. So if Shakur Stevenson is on this card, and I think he will be on this card, I think it's Joe Cordina. I really do. I think Joe's probably been told to sit it out and wait for Shakur. Like, sit it out, wait for Shakur. Don't risk it. Have the biggest fight potential of your life and see what happens. So I think if Shakur's on this card, Shakur fights Joe Cordina. Already, this is a good card. Obviously, I'm making up a lot of this as I go along. But Daniel Dubois versus question mark. Let's hope it's Joseph Parker. HAMZAH SHEERAZ in a world title fight, whether it be Alam Kanali or Carlos Adames. And Shakur Stevenson, right? Now, the others, I'm not quite sure about. Chris Eubank Jr. mentioned Conor Benn. I don't think that happens February 22nd. I think that probably happens in a March or April Riyadh season card. I do think that fight happens. I really do. Obviously, Eddie Reynoso poo-pooed on the idea of Canelo versus Chris Eubank Jr. Said, nope, we're not dealing with that person again, basically. So it's the biggest fight out there for Chris Eubank Jr. It's the biggest money fight. I don't know what's going on with Conor Benn and his situation with the British Boxing Board of Control, who do sanction these fights in Saudi Arabia. So that needs to be cleared up. But if it does, and if it is, I don't think there's I just don't see them putting that one on that card. I almost feel like that's so big a fight that might just headline or be main event on a March or April Riyadh season card by itself. That's kind of the way I think that might play out. And then there's fighters that kind of top up the card that I think will be included. I think Josh Padley is one of those fighters. A very, very good win against Mark Chamberlain. I mean, he came in as a massive underdog. I mean, they're already talking about Mark Chamberlain for a world title shot, and Josh Padley came in and beat him up. I mean, put him down, beat him up. So I think Josh Padley will get the call. Does Ishmael Davis potentially get a call up as well? Very, very good performance against Josh Kelly. So there are a few names. A lot of people have reached out to me and have asked, okay, what's going on with Martin Bakole, Zhili Zhang? Do they get put on this fight card? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Like, I've heard so many different things about Bakole and Zhang. First of all, I've heard that potentially that fight could go to Africa. I've heard it. Then it's like, okay, I've heard that fight could go to China. And then it's like, okay, no. It will be on a Riyadh season card, like in Saudi Arabia. So I have no idea what's going on. There has been some talk, and I don't know if this is true, about the Riyadh season international cards not doing as well as expected, which blows my mind because having been at both of them, I think they were incredible. Again, I don't know numbers in terms of pay-per-view buys, but if that means the end of these Riyadh season international cards, does a Martin Bakole, Zhili Zhang just do something separate aside, like away from Riyadh season? I'm not quite sure, but I think in conclusion, the guarantees I believe for this card are Daniel Dubois on it, HAMZAH SHEERAZ on it, SHAKUR STEVENSON on it. I think those are the guarantees. And my wish would be, again, HAMZAH SHEERAZ versus Alam Kanali or Carlos Adames. HAMZAH is now ready for a world title fight. Daniel Dubois versus Joseph Parker, which is ballsy. For Daniel Dubois to basically have the pick of the bunch and say, okay, I can go through that top 15 and select anyone. And we say top 15, ultimately it can go anywhere because someone will be put in the top 15. That's just how it works. And then pick Joseph Parker. So for you to go like, okay, I got that. Let me get the hardest guy. It's some doing. Honestly, it's some doing. So you have to give him a lot of respect. And I do think because Joe Cordina hasn't fought, because he didn't fight on that October card, I think they probably said, okay, look, Shakur is going to be ready in 6 to 7 weeks. We can probably get him on that February card. Maybe just wait and fight him in February. So I do think that's what it's going to be like. And that already as 3 big uns, because those are 3 big uns, and then the rest can be what it is. I think that's pretty good. I think that's pretty good. I would like to see Bakole Zhang on it. Personally, I think that would be insane. And I would like to see Josh Padley get an opportunity. And as I said, I would like Ishmael Davis for that performance against Josh Kelly to get an opportunity. But we shall see. All right. I think that is it. I think that's it. You know what I was thinking the other day? This is nothing to do with boxing. So apologies for those of you that might say, Ade, just stick to boxing. American politics, I've been watching it from afar. Don't know anything about it. Don't understand their policies. Haven't read up on their policies. But the way in which the presidential candidates just go to famous people and get their support is crazy. It's almost like they think the American public is so dumb that, okay, if we just align ourselves with someone that you support, whether it be an artist, an actor, or a podcast host, then surely we get your support as well. It's crazy. Like Joe Rogan endorsed Donald Trump, and it seemed to be the tipping point. I love Joe, by the way. Watch all of Joe's stuff. Love it. Honestly, love it. But surely the American public, or surely you should be smart enough to make your own mind up about who you vote to be president, not wait for your favorite actor or celebrity to vote and then say, okay, fuck it, they voted, I'm voting because they have voted. It's wild. Anyway, guys, girls, peace and love.